state semifinal appearances and an overall record of 24 wins and 3 losses. After high school, Rick played college football at Northern Illinois and Illinois Wesleyan Universities. Please help us welcome Rick Elvis to the Metamora Athletic Hall of Fame. Next, please welcome 1984 graduate Brad Todden. Brad was an all-conference and all-state cross-country runner at Metamora. He finished 18th in the state's largest class to earn the all-state designation. He was named the 1984 Jim Gabrick winner as the top male athlete in his senior class. After high school, he was a 2-time All-American at North Central College, finishing in the top 10 in the nation in both 1987 and 1988. Please welcome Brad Todden to the Hall of Fame. Next up, please welcome 1991 Metamora graduate Brad Wood. Brad was a 2-sport standout in MTHS, dominating in wrestling and football. He was named all-conference in both sports, as well as all-area and all-state in wrestling. He was a conference, regional, and sectional wrestling champ at 189 pounds, and he finished 6th in the state's largest wrestling class at that weight. Brad earned the Jim Gabrick Award as the top male athlete in the class of 1991. Please help us congratulate Brad tonight on his induction into the Metamora Hall of Fame. Next up, please welcome Kurt Ryan. Kurt Ryan has done virtually everything at Metamora over the last several decades. He has coached football since 1992. He has coached basketball since 1994. He maintained and painted Malone Field for 30 years prior to this year. His sophomore football teams were legendary for winning and also for never punting. His teams won 63 consecutive games from 2004 through 2011, a mark that would be hard to imagine ever being duplicated. He has encouraged, motivated, and cared for more kids than almost anyone in the history of MTHS. Please help us congratulate Coach Kurt on his induction into the Metamora Hall of Fame. Now, please help me welcome the following teams to the Metamora Athletic Hall of Fame. Please say hello to the 1999 football team. In 1999, the Redbirds swept through the Mid-Atlantic Conference with a 6-0 record, capturing the title for the 5th straight year. In the playoffs, Metamora advanced all the way to the state championship game before losing to Joliet Catholic. Metamora outscored its opponents 474 to 247 in 1999. And finished the season with a state runner-up trophy. Please help me congratulate the 1999 Redbird football team. Next, please welcome the 2000 Redbird football team. Metamora blasted its way to a 9-0 regular season record and 6th straight Mid-Atlantic Conference title in the year 2000. The playoff run featured 4 more wins and a 2nd straight state runner-up finish to Joliet Catholic. The Redbirds outscored their opponents 618 to 183, setting a school record for points in a season. Metamora scored over 60 points in 5 games and defeated Washington 70 to 14 in a battle of undefeated teams. Please help me congratulate the 2000 Redbird football team. Next up, please welcome the 1992 volleyball team. The 92 Redbirds were Mid-Atlantic champions in a very challenging volleyball league. In the postseason, Metamora won a regional title and the school's second ever sectional championship, defeating Normal Community in the sectional final. The ladies finished the year with an overall record of 21-7. Please welcome the 1992 volleyball team to the MTHS Athletic Hall of Fame. And the final inductee, here is the 1993 volleyball team. The The 93 Redbirds continued the winning ways of the volleyball program, picking up 29 wins on the season. The postseason March was again a good one for Metamora, as the Redbirds won regional and sectional titles for the second consecutive year and the third time in 4 years. The sectional championship win over Champaign Central vaulted the Redbirds to the super sectional, where the season came to an end with a final record of 29-7. Please congratulate the 1993 volleyball team on its induction into the Metamora Athletic Hall of Fame. So wrapping up, we have 4 athletes, 1 coach, 4 teams. Join me one more time in giving one more loud round of applause on being the newest MTHS Athletic Hall of Fame members.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
And with over 13,000 financial advisors, we do it a lot. It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
For financial strategies and one-on-one advice, contact Kevin Kyle.
I'd like to recognize our generous season sponsors this year, including the Germantown Grill.
Central Illinois, you asked for it and we listened. Germantown Grill is growing, adding more dining space and a private gaming area.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to digiMAX Sports Network. This is Scott Kirker along with Randy McGough. Randy, Metamora, this is a very important for Game 4 Metamora. Pekin comes in, their opponent tonight. They are, they're kind of playing for their playoff life. They're kind of playing for their playoff lives here tonight. So this is their first round of the playoffs. Metamora trying to get back to even in the Mid-Atlantic Conference. Pekin comes in at 1-4, maybe the best 1-4 team in the state.
You know, I mean, you look at the last 3 years, Pekin's got us, right? You know, so we've got to turn things around here. You know, last year they had a great team and went to the quarterfinals. I don't know how many guys they have back from that.
Not many.
That team. But, you know, they're huge size inside. They're physical. And you know, we've got our work cut out for us tonight. Hopefully we're ready to play in homecoming.
You know, I talked to Jared Gerbner the other night on the we talked to Jared Gerbner the other night on his show, and he mentioned how they were just 1 or 2 points away from some of those games from winning, and you know, things just didn't go their way, and next thing you know, they lose the ball game. That's why the part of it they're 1-4, but they've also played some of the best competition in the state.
Yeah. So you look at Metamora. I mean, what do we have to do, right? We got to get a good start here. You know, hopefully we can minimize penalties, right? Yeah. Hopefully get off, we can execute. You know, I love what we did, you know, last week, throwing the ball, some timing plays, getting the ball out of the backfield quickly, avoiding the blitz, throwing over the blitz, you know, quick slant, back shoulder, throwing the ball long outside the numbers. You know, we did that to Bidney, we did that to Shafran. To me, when that happens, all of a sudden a lot of things open up for us. You know, so I really think that's some of our keys.
I think that's going to be key. You're right. I think that's real important for Metamora to be balanced. Maybe early on to be a little unbalanced and maybe a little more passive. We have some distinct advantages with Shafran and Bidney. You know, and those two guys are, you know, both over 6 foot tall. Most of the defensive backs aren't even close to that.
Yeah, and then in the backfield, I loved what I saw. A couple times you had 2 running backs. You had Evan Kyle in there blocking for Cranford. That was a nice little combination to see. We hadn't seen that much this year, but it seemed like it worked out really well last week for us.
Yeah, I agree with that. Metamora, though, and I'm sure Coach Dolinsky is going to talk about that this year or this week when we get a hold of him here in just a few minutes, that it's going to be, we're going to do what we want to do rather than what they're going to dictate. We like to do what we want, not what they want us to do.
Definitely. Defensively, I thought, they drove on us a little bit last week, but, it got inside the 20-yard line. We pushed them back a little bit, held them out of the end zone the first half. That was big.
Yeah.
So
why don't we take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking with Metamora assistant coach Nick Dolinsky. Welcome back to Malone Field. We're here with Metamora offensive coordinator Nick Dolinsky. Coach, big offensive output last week. Like to be able to duplicate that here tonight, or something close to that.
Yeah, we're hoping that they got us moving in the right direction again. I thought we played with some confidence last week, and obviously, putting points on the board helped for sure. But I thought we talked about in pregame about execution, making sure that our drives were sustained and we were doing the right things. And once we kind of got through that first little bit of the first drive, I thought we really did a good job of executing our assignments, finding where we needed to find guys and windows, and running the ball and hitting it in there. So, hopefully we build off that. That's the goal.
Last week I thought, you always talk about this, doing what we want to do. We don't throw the ball when we have to. We throw the ball when we want to. So,
yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He can do whatever he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
Get that in, you'll have autographs later.
So, yeah, you're right. But last week when we were able to run the ball and throw the ball when we wanted to, just like what we did up at LaSalle Peru, that was very effective for us.
Well, offense is best when they dictate to the defense what they're doing. That's for sure. And to do that, you stay out of third and long. You stay out of predictable downs. When you're running the ball successfully, 1st and 10 pass calls are a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling comfortable. Hey, we don't get it here. We come back. We go 5 yards. Now we're 3rd and 5. And that puts the whole offense right back in. We can run it again to get to 4th and short because we got 2 downs to play with. But that's the important part is staying in front of the chains, being successful with executing what we want when we want it, and then we can throw big balls to Kendrick. We can get Bidney on dropouts, and we can set screens up when it's not 3rd and 15. Those sort of things. So that was huge for us last week.
I thought last week defensively, too, we were able to kind of impose our will a little bit.
We should. We're a better team than them. So this will be a better test tonight for sure. And the kids play hard. I can't take anything away from them. They play hard, but we got better players than them. And in the end, when you got better players, you should win the game. And I thought defensively we did a lot of good things. Again, it's a confidence thing, like trusting that when we talk about when you dent a puller, you can make the play after the dent versus kind of when we were denting, which is just trying to get under the guy. We didn't make a play afterwards. So we were able to get that done some last week. And, I think we got some guys that are starting to fly around. We got, Cam Bax being healthy, and he's running around and tackling people. And we had a lot of big hits last week. Sam had a big one on the backside of the quarterback. It's been a while since we really had to sit and look at who's the Hitman Award. And we had 3, 4, 5, 6 real good hits. So, that was encouraging.
Also helps, too, you get Brandon Batters back this week. Not dressed. But,
today he came down. This is his first day back with the team. That's a great thing. You just never know how kids are going to react. And it was a terrible injury, and the car accident was pretty horrific. And to see him is probably a pretty big lift for a lot of these guys. They're all tight. So, there's one thing when you put 27 on your helmet and you play for him. It's another thing when he's here and you can play in front of him.
Coach, homecoming week. Kids are excited. We've been a little jumpy in the first half, right? And what are you saying to these guys to settle them down a little bit tonight?
We want to come out fast, that's for sure, and we talk about it, but just stay within yourself. Like, hey, let's make sure we take care of all the 5-yard penalties. Those are the bad ones, right? Those are mental. Your false starts, your illegal formations, your offside, too many guys in the huddle, delay of games, which is probably more me than them, but just let the game happen. But you got to, once the whistle blows and it's a live play, go get them. But what a great atmosphere. Hall of Fame tonight, and having, those guys back, the teams, and Jamie and Rick Alvis, and I had a chance to coach both of those, and I'm only a couple of years older than them, but, Pat let me come back and coach, and they're my brother's age. So, it means the world to see those guys down here, and they're loving it, and they were able to kind of share what their belief of being a Metamora football player is, and we talk about tradition around here, it means something. It really does, and that's why the staff is Metamora guys. I mean, even though Jim's not, he really is. So, when it's all said and done. But no, what a great atmosphere. They get to come see the turf the first time. Everybody's just jacked. They love it. So we got to put on a show tonight. I mean, we got to go play, and that's where we're at.
Coach, we'll let you get going here. Good luck tonight. Bring home a W.
Thanks. We'll do our best. Thanks, guys.
We'll take another commercial break, and when we come back, we'll talk to two of the Hall of Famers.
Both of my children have really enjoyed Dr. Frenette. She's epic with our kids. She works so well, making them feel comfortable, making the treatments fun, because fears can be a big deal.
If you haven't tried chiropractic, call us at Kaufman Wellness Center.
I'm actually 49 years old and I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. What I like about Kaufman is the communication is excellent. It's always very easy to get in. They had a huge impact on how fast I was able to reach my fitness goal.
Welcome back to Malone Field. I'm here with James Dishroom and Rick Alvis, two probably as well-known football players at Metamora as we've had the last 25, 30 years. And both these guys got inducted in the Metamora Sports Hall of Fame tonight. Man, it's just what a privilege it is to have you guys here back in Metamora on Malone Field once again. And I'll start with you, James. You came to Metamora your sophomore year,
yes,
and you started on the sophomore team. At the end of the year, they moved you up for the playoffs.
Yep.
And man, what a position to be put in, because that was a pretty good run in '95.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, learning from those guys really helped us lay the foundation. Learning from guys like Nick Delinsky, Andy Reid. I mean, all of those types of guys, they really laid the foundation for how hard you have to work to get to that point. So it was a blessing to learn under them. I have to tell a quick story. Kurt Ryan, who was also inducted, the first week I got here, we played Limestone on the sophomore team, and he played me at running back for 3 plays, and then for a second quarter, he was like, I'll throw you in at quarterback for a couple plays. First play, 70 yards. Second play, 70 yards. Third play, 50 yards. He was like, okay, you can play quarterback.
You know what? It was here.
It was here.
It was here, and then their coach took a timeout.
Yeah.
And made their whole sophomore team line up along the sideline over there and pointed to our press box where it had all the state championship signs, and said if they thought that the Metamora sophomore team was going to lay down, that ain't going to happen. You don't get trophies by laying down.
Absolutely. True story.
Rick, I remember you came in 2000 as a junior. You transferred over from Olympia, and you stepped into a team that was pretty loaded. Joe Stam and Luke Maurer and a whole plethora of good athletes, and you just kind of finished the team off there. That was what they needed, and you were exactly what they wanted, and that's the game, though, that I remember from you, and we'll get back to the game I remember with you, but the game I remember with you was it was 2000 playoffs, I believe, against Geneseo.
Yeah.
And down in this end zone, right down here, and you broke about 4 tackles, and you carried, I think, about 2 guys into the end zone for a touchdown. And what a
so I have a different memory of that game. Okay, I remember me down at this end fumbling. Inside our own 5, and our defense picked me up, stopped them, and we ended up winning. So I'm glad that you have a better memory. But that's all I remember is me fumbling down there. One of my 2 fumbles, I think, in Metamora career, and that's what sticks with me in that game. But so I'm glad that you remember a better scenario than I did.
The game I remember from you, though, is the 97 playoffs down in Chatham.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple of passes that were just pinpoint. I remember one you threw to Brad Nauman in the end zone.
Yep.
And I think it went through about 3 Chatham Glenwood defensive players' hands. He caught it on his knees in the end zone for a touchdown. Just a great play.
Man, you described that so well. It was 4th down, 13.
Yes.
We were down 4 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. People were starting to get a little bit worried because we were supposed to kind of be pulling away. And I think that play just epitomized, one of the linemen, if you watch that play, one of the linemen actually clipped the guy, or not clipped, but he blocked him towards the end of the play, and that allowed me to get the ball off. So it's like everybody going to the end of the whistle is one of the things that, we preached, and it just came to fruition that day. The rest is history. Like you said, the ball sailed through 3 defenders. Brad Nauman catches the ball, touchdown. So.
You guys, we got to get kind of wrap this up so we can show the band. But so good to have you guys back again. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
And it's always a privilege to have you back in town and really to do the interviews. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
We'll take it back up top for the band.
This is your Metamora Redbird marching band. Fans, we invite you to rise as you are able, remove your hats and face the flag for the singing of our national anthem, sung by the Metamora Madrigals.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there.
Contact Greg Harmon for a quote today.
We can go talk. We can start talking. Welcome back to Malone Field. Randy, Metamora is still a little ways out from the start of the game. But
5 minutes and 20 seconds on the countdown.
Yep. So, it's just going to be a matter of time here till Metamora gets out here and gets ready to come onto the field. But, it was, man, what a cool thing to have both James Dishroom and Rick Alvis back in town. So, this is a pretty special night.
Their kids are out there, proud kids of their fathers. That's a great night. See the alumni get together, have some fun. You got the JFL kids out here making a tunnel. You got to love this. Great environment now for homecoming tonight. We do have a couple injuries for Metamora. We've got still have Gavin O'Loughlin's out this week. Mark Frederick's out this week, and Avery Grebner is out this week. So, that puts a little bit of challenge in our defensive pass game. But I really like the way we responded last week. So, hopefully we can continue to hold them out of the end zone for the first half. That was nice. Nice to see.
Yeah, we're about 4 minutes away from kickoff, and Pekin's getting ready to come out onto the field now.
Scott, what do we know about Pekin? Do we know about how they play, what they're trying to do?
They're going to be trying to do similar things they did last year. They just don't have the Kanye Taylors and the Spreckers that they had last year. The Scotty Jordan last year, he was such a good quarterback, and he could have been, some games he just didn't have big stats because he didn't have to. Bo Benassi was another good receiver that they had. They had a lot of weapons. They have none of those guys left, but they're still a very good team. They're a 7A school with a lot of athletes, and, man, if you don't come out to play and come play quick, things could get a little bit hairy. So, I looked for Metamora to try to get out to a fast start. I didn't see. Did anybody see who was getting the kickoff or who was receiving? So we're receiving.
We're getting the ball, it sounds like.
Well, that's what Grebner loves, and he loves to get the ball. That shows a lot of confidence in your offense, and you want to get out to that fast, quick start.
Yeah, let's start out early. Let's hopefully not see any yellow flags out there on our side for a while, and let's get after it.
Yeah, as Metamora gets ready to come out onto the field.
Cheerleaders are out there with down set, Poco, banner to run through. I did mention to one of the cheerleaders, I hope they get a chance to do a lot of push-ups tonight, Scott.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope they're in great shape tonight because hopefully we'll make them do a lot of push-ups. Metamora gets ready to come onto the field. As Metamora comes through the banner and comes onto the field, Metamora, this is their third home game and their third set of uniforms.
Wow. It's interesting. That's a topic we can get into, but I'm glad I can see the numbers a little bit better today. So I'm excited about that.
And we'll head down to the ground or time to the field with Ryan Vogel. Ryan, late arriving, but a pretty big crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. At first I thought it might have been a little bit short, but we're filled from corner to corner as I'm looking up.
You know, Ryan, we've talked about this before, but you know, when you come onto the field at Malone Field in a packed house, that's really special, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of hear a roar like no other, and you really are spoiled when you play football at Metamora, whether you're the last guy off the bench or in the starting lineup. You're just really spoiled with the type of pregame and the type of love that the town gives. It's just kind of growing up as a kid. It just makes you realize. I mean, it seems like there's a million people here, and now that I'm a little bit older, I realize that there's a little less than a million, but
just a few.
Pretty close.
As Metamora will receive to start this ball game, we'll see who Metamora has deep for the Redbirds. I'm sure it'll be Jadon Cranford. And can you see who else is back?
Jaden Lambert looks like the other one,
Jaden Lambert
number 33.
on the other side. So a couple sophomores.
Yep, we got Kyle and Petrie kind of in the mid-range receiving position.
So another sophomore and a junior.
Yeah, we're pretty young out there.
Kicking off for Pekin. Can you see who that is kicking off for Pekin?
Looks like it's going to be Miley Hanson.
Miley Hanson, yes.
Recent commit to play college soccer at Monmouth and football.
Yes.
All right, we're underway here.
Is that Petrie?
Petrie gets it. Taken down right around the 20.
Yep. You know, that's a little bit odd that we would return it to the other side. Must have seen something out there, but normally you always return towards your bench.
And one more thing I just want to point out about Miley Hanson. People don't realize Pekin scored a whole lot last year, and last year Miley Hanson missed one singular extra point, and that's because it was blocked. She was perfect on the year on kicks that she got up in the air.
So it'd be got Shaffron, Bidney, and Cote out here as receivers. Quick slant to Bidney.
And Bidney could go!
He is
first play from scrimmage, and he's got nothing but green ahead of him.
Into the end zone. Connor Bidney.
Wow, we wanted a fast start.
Love
we got
the play. Love the play and the quick slant. 79 yards for the score for Bidney.
Wow.
That'll give you some goosebumps.
Like we've got Petrie out there for the 2-point conversion. Flanked by Kyle. Off to the right side.
That 2-point conversion's good. 8-0 Redbirds.
Great blocking there by Alex Blaine and Ty Dykes. Marshall Vasquez. Boy, they opened up a hole for him there.
21 seconds into the ball.
Wow.
And we're good.
Wow. Boy, Scott, one of the best things about this is I haven't seen a yellow flag yet.
We're going to run one play.
I don't want to will anything to happen here, but that's pretty exciting for me so far compared to our last few. So I think we're getting off on the right start here.
A quick scoring drive for Metamora, 79 yards covering one play.
We've got the sophomore kicker, Tommy Sopko, out there getting set up.
Kind of what we talked about last week. We got that offense rolling, and it really is contagious. Just that was kind of the word of the week last week.
Oh, onside-er.
Oh, Pekin's going to get good field position.
Well, that was a nice kick. He had that up in the air. I don't know that we located the ball. Had we located the ball, I think we had a chance at that.
The little start on the 48, really good field position for Pekin.
Yeah, just from the sounds of it down here, I'm not sure that's quite what they wanted. I think they would have liked to get that ball a little bit higher up in the air. Sopko's foot got a little ground with it before the ball, so that kind of affected it.
Really can't say there's any divots, so you're going to say there's a lot of pellets.
Up the middle, hit by Petrie. Assisted by Falk, and a host of Metamora defenders swarm.
Pickup of 2 for the Pekin Dragons.
Brings up a 2nd and 8.
That's Elijah Hart, ball carrier for Pekin.
Goss back to pass. He's looking long.
Incomplete pass.
Nice pass. Nice route.
I can't see who's that out there on defense. Is that Jadon Cranford?
Like Jadon Cranford in coverage. And Ryan, did you get the number on that receiver out there?
Yeah, 20.
20. That is Ramez Watson. Brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Dragons. Big down for the Redbird defense, too, because you had the quick strike. You don't want to give any momentum back to Pekin.
Empty in the backfield. 44 in motion. Like a little reverse. Coming back. Ooh. Petrie comes up and makes the stop.
I can't see who was that had that?
For Pekin?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, did you get the number on that? That came back with a reverse?
Too many guys running too many different directions.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection there. 4th and 2. They take it right up the middle.
They're going to get it by about the length of a football.
First down for Pekin.
And we actually had the reverse covered pretty well. It's just they reversed their reverse. So
yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good play by Petrie because he had some green.
Great job to run him down and wrap up. You're right, he saved a big play.
Oh, that's a really good play by, I can't see that number. 4. That is Wes McNeil.
Wes McNeil.
Nice play by the senior.
Watson, the ball carrier for Pekin.
Pick up, he got back to line of scrimmage. Makes it a 2nd and 10 for the Dragons. Pretty good class of Hall of Famers tonight, wasn't it?
Oh, unbelievable. Impressive. I've heard a lot of stories about some of these guys. Never had a chance to meet them. It was nice to go out and shake their hand and chat with them a little bit. Guys like Rick Alvis. Good to see him back at Malone. Goss back to pass. Looks over the middle. Double coverage. I did see a flag fly, though. We've got a little yellow flag out there, the first one of the night.
Where's that at? I didn't.
Right about the 25-yard line.
Is that going to be a hold on Metamora?
Yeah, I think it might be holding here.
Yeah, defensive holding.
Yep. That'll be a first down for the Dragons. 1st and 10 at the Redbird 32-yard line.
10-yard penalty moves the chains for Pekin. 1st and 10 Dragons.
Quarterback keeper on the left side. Got a little bit of room. Just outside the 15-yard line.
Quarterback runs
Got a flag back at about the 25.
And that was just a fantastic read by their quarterback.
Yeah. And is that a hold against Pekin? Yeah, that's going to move it back to about the 35-yard line. So is that going to be a first and about 13 for the Dragons?
Officials spot the ball at the 35-yard line of Metamora. First down, 13.
Pekin's killing us on time of possession.
We only had 20 seconds. Yeah, that's absolutely a statistic to look at. Goss pitches the ball out. Nice play.
It'd be a pickup of about 3 yards.
Cranford came up and made the play.
A pickup of 2. Boy, it looked like he had more room out there than that.
Cranford closed quick. 2nd and 11. So defensively, we've got Cote out here playing corner, and we've got McNeil playing at linebacker, and those are the 2 guys that they're subbing in on some of our injuries tonight.
Yes. Brings up a 2nd and about 11 for the Dragons.
Pekin back to pass, gets some pressure, escapes it. Is brought down by Cam Nickel.
Cam Nickel
Great
just spied him, and what a great open field tackle. Beat the block, came in for the sack, and that brings up a 3rd and about 16 for the Dragons.
Nice tackle for loss, driving him back down to the 38-yard line.
Makes it a 3rd and 17. I said 16, but
details,
yeah.
Scotty. All right. 3 receivers to the right side. He's empty. 2 receivers on the left. Goss back to pass. He's getting some pressure. Screen. The receiver makes a nice catch after.
No, they're saying it's incomplete, aren't they?
I believe they're spotting it.
Are they?
As a catch. But a nice job by the receiver to maintain concentration on that. Got about 4 yards on that.
Well, they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at us right now. The reverse, the screen pass.
Trying to find open spaces. Defense is doing a nice job. Big play here.
Be a 4th and 12 for the Dragons. Closing in on 6 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Redbirds up 8-0. We've only had the ball for 1 play though. It was a good one.
Goss rolls to his right. Back shoulder to number 11. To John Richmond.
Quarterback Luke Goss, complete pass to John Richmond. Brought down by Jadon Cranford.
Nice play by Pekin.
Is there a flag? There's a flag back here, and they're more coming back. Is there a hold?
Oh, yeah, right around the 40-yard line.
Oh, man. That's a break.
Holding on Pekin. That is a break.
That is a huge break.
Yeah.
Holding penalty to call against the Dragons.
And that'll bring on the Pekin punt unit. So good job by the Redbird defense. They bent, but they didn't break.
Excellent job to drive them back, especially after that first 4th down conversion.
And this is kind of a dangerous position to be if you're the team fielding the punt here.
Is this the quarterback? Back here is the punter. Ball rolls down to about the 6-yard line. And got a flag out here right around the 30-yard line.
We're going to have a late hit here on Pekin.
Personal foul on Pekin, so that'll move the ball
15
Are we going to
yards.
make them punt that again, or is it going to be from the end of the run or end of the play?
Yeah, I think they're going to tack it on. So we should be around the 21-yard line.
Yep. Well, that's where we started the last time.
That's exactly where we started the last time, Scott. Well, hey, you can lightning strike at the same place twice. Up the middle to Kyle, looks like.
Evan Kyle with a nice gain on first down out to about the 25. Nice gain of 4 yards on first down.
Love to see him running hard, running forward, not hesitating. Good to see him get out of the backfield quickly.
Oh,
got a flag here in the backfield.
Is that too many men on the 12 men in the huddle?
Illegal substitution, Metamora.
Well, that negates Kyle's run.
Yep, and
be second and 11.
Yep.
Vasquez in motion, gets reset on the right side. Kyle. Out over the 30. Could be a first down.
Oh, that's going to be close. That's a nice run by the junior.
Got a couple nice blocks there.
Yeah, Alex Lane and Ty Dykes were just, they were huge up front. And that will be a first down for the Redbirds as we close in.
Vasquez shifts to the right-hand side again. Kyle on the right side. Runs hard, gets out to almost the 35.
I tell you what, he squeezes through that. It looks like they're going to make an ankle tackle. He sidesteps that, and then he gets out. Always positive yards. That's a pickup of close to about 3 yards on that play.
3 yards of the carry brings up second down 7.
It's nice to see him drive the linebacker back, though. You know, that the linebacker made contact right around the line of scrimmage, and he drove him forward for 3 yards. It's great to see him keeping his legs moving. Quarterback keeper. Finds some room on the right side.
And out close to the 45-yard line. That'll be enough for the Redbirds first down. Great vision by
Nick Rhodes had great patience there, just to sit back and watch that develop.
Great job on that backside to close that down and seal that backside and gave him a nice lane to run to. Okay.
All right, we've got Cranford and Kyle in the backfield. Rhodes, tight end shifts over to the right-hand side. Cranford, he's got blockers.
And he'll cross into Pekin territory down to the 42-yard line. 42-yard line. Nice run. Nice blocking up front for the Redbirds.
Great blocking. Creating a little space for him.
You know, we went backside that time. We had Lane and Ty Dykes on that far side, and we went backside over here.
Well, and we shifted the tight end over,
Yep.
and then we had Vasquez there in the jack position, and so, you know, we kind of ended up, you're right, their defense, I think, was looking power left, but we ended up shifting it to the right side, and I don't know if the defense adjusted.
Kiefer and
Kyle up the middle.
Oh.
Down across the 35.
I love the way he gets to that hole and doesn't dance. He just goes.
No hesitation. That's when a running back has confidence in their offensive line, when they just go. They get to the hole and just don't wait for anything.
Second down and 3 for Metamora.
Nice drive here to see us just pounding this on the ground here. We haven't thrown the ball yet.
No, and we're getting them sucked in. Look how everybody's pretty much in the box.
Okay, tight end shifts to the right-hand side. Cranford up the middle. Keeps his legs moving. Got a little rugby scrum. Gets forward, looks like, to about the 30.
And that'll be enough for a Redbird first down.
Nice. Nice job of him just putting his head down and keeping his legs moving and trusting his offensive line to push the pile.
And there really was absolutely nothing there. That hole was clogged up before he even got the ball, so kudos to the line there.
So take the ball inside the 30-yard line down to the 29. It'll be 1st and 10 Redbirds. We close into the final minute of this first quarter. Redbirds up 8-0.
Well, you talked about that time of possession. This drive is really reversing that for us, Scotty.
Yeah, it is.
Kyle off the left side.
They did a nice
Not much
job.
doing there. Pekin really close on that hole quickly. Pekin's got some big guys there on the defensive line.
And they're going to win
yeah.
a play here and there.
Yes.
High school teams, you just can't.
You're not going to move those guys every time.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So, got to keep throwing some different looks at them. Tight end shifts to the right-hand side. Cranford off tackle. Oh, a shoestring tackle.
Yeah.
Right. Almost gets right to the 20.
Boy, he got through that hole in a heartbeat.
There wasn't much there. That was a crease, but
Yeah.
boy, he shot through there.
And that'll take us down to the end of the first quarter. Redbirds up 8-0. We take this time and hear from our sponsors. Commerce Bank. Challenge accepted. Hoping you and your community grow. Commerce Bank. Challenge accepted. Goodfield State Bank, big enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Hanover's Pub, kitchen open late every weekend. See you on the square. Kirby Foods, be sure to check out our signature Kirby items in the deli and meat departments. Kirby's is proud to be 100% employee-owned. Logo Wear. Shop Logo Wear in Metamora for all your Redbird gear. Mason Funeral Home. Proud supporter of the Metamora Redbirds.
Well, Scotty, we've got some stats here. Metamora in the first quarter has 142 yards of offense, and Pekin only has 11. So it's a nice start for the Birds. Petrie to the right-hand side.
And he'll get the first down. Good job by Petrie, the plow horse quarterback for Metamora.
Looks like we've got a flag down about the 22-yard line.
We're going to have holding on Metamora here.
Ooh. That'll take us back to about the 30, just outside the 30-yard line, and that'll make it a 3rd and about 11. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's tough. That was a nice play. Rhodes looks like he's back in at quarterback.
Yep. Try that slant pass. I don't know. It looks like they maybe have that covered up pretty good right now.
Quick slant to Shaffrin. He's across the middle, down to 15.
And Shaffrin, what? That's just a luxury that most teams don't have. He's 6'4", he can fly.
Just a great target.
Got hands like Dan Poplet, and it's just almost too easy.
Love to see him getting Shaffrin involved. Bidney and Shaffrin, that's quite a combination.
Brings up a 1st and 10 at about the 15-yard line.
Kyle off to the left-hand side. Cuts it out
Metamora.
into the end zone. Evan Kyle for 6.
Kyle is.
He's running hard.
Best part about him is he's only a junior.
Our backfield is young, Scott.
It is really young.
These guys are developing and growing every day.
That's an impressive drive. Another 79-yard drive for the Redbirds.
Took some time off the clock. Petrie to the right-hand side for the 2-pointer.
And he's not going to get in. That's okay. They say you only have to make half of them. 2 flags, though, on the play.
That's the first time that 2-point conversion's been stopped on the right-hand side. It kind of reminds me of what, like a Kurt Ryan, Hall of Fame inductee tonight. But what he might say, he's been known to say, run it again, fellas. And, I feel like that 2-point conversion, we've just said run it again now for the last, 7 or 8 touchdowns that Metamora scored. So, now that that's been stopped, we might have to see something maybe a little different next time. But yeah, you can't argue with that call at all because it's been really successful.
The most famous run it again story about Kurt Ryan was against Washington, 2007, here on a Monday night. And so Metamora had the ball on. They recovered. There's a penalty here. We'll see what happens. It's a personal foul against
the
Pekin.
Officials are out talking to Coach Grebner. Coach Grebner doesn't look real happy about it.
$14-0 Redbirds. But
Ryan, did you see the call on that? What was that call?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really gather
Metamora or
anything either.
Pekin?
It looks like it's against Metamora.
Looks like it's against Metamora. Yeah. Yeah, they're walking us back. It's like we're going to kick off from the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I think we had a dead ball unnecessary roughness there.
Okay.
All right, Scott, so you're talking about the run it again.
So Metamora had the ball. It was right before halftime. Metamora had the ball on their own about 9-yard line. On third down, we tried a little midline, and Daniel Burke slipped for like a 1-yard gain. So it's 4th and about 11 from the 10. And Kurt yells out from our own 10-yard line.
Oh.
Kurt yells out, run it again. The coaches from Washington knew that we were going to run the ball, where we were going to run the ball. Oh, that's good coverage.
Beacon's brought down right inside their own 40-yard line, looks like.
Got up to the 40.
So it's 4th and
10
from our own 11-yard line.
From our own 10-yard line.
From our own 10.
And Kurt yells out, run it again. Their coaches tell the defensive end from Washington, they're going to come right at you. They tell the linebacker, cheat out. But 90 yards later, we had scored another touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. We really need to get that game going. What would Kurt Ryan do? I think, Milton Bradley might take that from us. That could be our big money idea, Scott.
Yeah. Would that be something?
Beacon up the middle. Number 3 is brought down by Sam McGoal and assisted by Cam Nickel.
Now, he did such a nice job there. He stayed put. And as soon as that kid bounced outside, he was right there, and he shucked that guy away, kept his outside shoulder free, and nailed him for about a 2-yard loss.
A 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
Right now, we're just more physical.
Yeah. All right. Goss is back empty. Bagol puts some pressure on him, and he gets it to number 20, Watson. It's about 7 yards on the play.
That brings it. It's going to make it a. Is that going to make it a 4th down and about 4? No, 3rd down and 4 for the Pekin Dragons.
Boy, it's nice to see us get some pressure on the quarterback. But, Goss did a nice job finding his receiver, keeping his eyes upfield, and making a play. Good to see the aggressiveness, though, the Metamora defense. We're coming after him. Like we're showing blitz. McNeil gets outside. Branford makes a break on it.
Wow. What a play by Jadon Cranford.
Beautiful break on that ball.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds at about the Metamora 47-yard line. What a job by the sophomore.
What a great job. Getting his head turned. It's so hard to do when you're playing defense. And, you're looking at that receiver, trying to see what that receiver does. But, boy, he got his head turned around, located the ball, jumped in front of the route, and made a great play.
And that type of elusiveness from Jadon, that's something you can't teach. I mean, he was beat. They had his man out there, and he cut back so quickly to that ball and wasted no steps in his route.
Cote in motion. Cranford in the backfield. Rhodes stops back to pass. He's got some pressure.
Oh, that's just... You know what? He basically just tried to throw that out of bounds. But that's a great play by Nick Rhodes.
Yes, great job. Just staying on his feet.
Fans, we have 6 Redbird reunions celebrating Malone Field this evening. We'd like to welcome back.
I mean, it was nearly a completion. But like you said, I don't know that he intended that. I think he wanted it to go out of bounds. But Cote almost hauled that in. All right, 2nd and 10. Cranford in the backfield. Quick slant to Shafrin. Close to the 1st down, maybe a yard short.
On the stop, Connor Martin for Pekin.
All right, 3rd and 1.
Brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Redbird offense.
That Cam Nickel in the backfield? Maybe Kyle and Cam Nickel?
Oh, I think you're right.
Hard to see him from the side.
That's Cam Nickel.
Cam Nickel running hard. Gets down to the 32-yard line.
He was lit. And
I believe that's his first carry of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a pretty solid first carry.
Boy, he's a big kid, 6'3", and, almost 200 pounds. And, boy, he took a few defenders with him there for a few yards.
Evan Kyle was the lead blocker.
Nickel again.
Oh.
Gets stuck by number 78.
And he kind of slipped underneath him and picked up about 2 yards.
Dalton Mott from Pekin makes a nice play on him there. But, Nickel's a tough kid to bring down. Get about a yard there, Scotty.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to get him for about a 2-yard loss, but he slipped up underneath and got a 3-yard gain that got him about a 1-yard gain total.
Always nice to fall forward, When I think about guys throughout my life that I watched, Walter Payton always seemed to do that. Quarterback keeper on the right-hand side. Again, Rhodes keeping his legs moving, falls forward, gets the 28-29 there. Down about the 27.
3rd down and 4 for Metamora.
Oh, look at that.
Off the left-hand side. Oh! Shoestring tackle. Tackles him right outside the 5-yard line.
he just followed that blocker down the line, and as soon as they made a contact, he just slipped in right behind him.
I love the way he cuts upfield and just accelerates. Down about the 6-yard line. First and goal from the 6. Kyle in the backfield again. Kyle to the left-hand side. Gets a nice block by Kiefer.
Touched. Caden Kiefer with a huge block.
Great block by Caden Kiefer. A.J. Stone was in there at the H-back. Did a nice job sealing the edge. Boy, you know, gave him lots of daylight there. Love to see that effort.
Yeah, that puts Redbirds up 20-0 with 6:18 to go here in this first half. Wow.
Wow, nice job. That was some hard running.
Yeah.
Well, they convert on the Cranford interception and put it in the end zone. Up the middle, that was...
that was Marshall Vasquez. Ended up was that a double handoff, maybe?
With his first carry, I believe, of the season. Was that double handoff?
I don't know how he got
the ball. I need to see a
ball.
replay on that.
It was double handoff to Vasquez.
Was it okay?
There. Yep.
Was he at the H position and it came in to get that ball, Ryan? Is that where he came from?
I think he came from the right end.
Right end, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we did see a different look for our two-point conversion. Though unsuccessful, we did see something different.
Yes. We're giving them a lot of looks.
Yes.
You know, the best guy at the double handoff was Garber in 09. Can't think of his first name now, and I feel terrible. He was outstanding. He was, you know, so many people were keying on Peters and Berg. They forgot about him, and he would come in, and the lanes would be wide. I mean, they're huge. Daryl Galandra could have them.
That play has emerged, you know, here and there over the years, and it's usually tremendously effective. Tommy Sopko adjusts his kick, and he's a little pooch down to right over the 30-yard line, number 20. The catch, he's down over the 40 from the outside into Metamora territory, down about the 48.
On the stop, Eden Cole for Metamora. Metamora scoring drive, 6 plays, covered 53 yards, 3 minutes off the clock.
So it's 20-0 Redbirds. Pekin will have the ball on the red. They'll start their drive on the Redbird 48.
Nice return by number 20 from Pekin there. That's Ramez Watson. Goss hands off.
Oh, that's a pickup of about almost 4 yards.
Number 3, Hart, was the ball carrier for Pekin.
On the stop, Ty Dykes for Metamora.
About 4.
Second down and 6.
Goss hands it off up the middle. Hart's breaking. Looks like he's got a first down.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be.
Down about the 37-yard line.
Yep.
Elijah Hart, the ball carrier. Knocked out by Jaden Cranford.
Same play.
Hart, the ball carrier.
They must be seeing something on the left-hand side that they like. I don't know if that's a weak side run or what that is, Scott, but there's a little bit of room over there. We've got to shore that up.
Well, I think the backers coming in, picking a gap, and then once they engage with our linemen, there's no backer to fill. It brings up a 2nd and about 7.
Try the quick slant on the outside. The number 4, Brock Lavin. Pass misses. Stops the clock with 4:27 left to go in the half.
I got a feeling, though, they're going to have to mix it up a little bit more. I don't think they're going to be able to drive the ball down our throats. They're going to have to be able to throw it.
Okay, Goss is empty here on 3rd and 6. Quick slant up the middle.
Pretty nice play right there.
That's to Watson. Looks like he's got the first down.
On the stop, Brad Chalk from Metamora. We need the homecoming court and their parents.
He'll get the ball down to the Redbird 21-yard line.
Please report to the south end of the track. Thank you. And for Camden Ravallo, we have your phone at the main ticket booth. Camden Ravallo.
Up the middle to Watson.
Down to about the 19.
He gets 1 or 2.
Short gain. 2nd down, 8 for the Dragons.
Well, Scott, they're in the red zone here inside the 20-yard line.
Makes it a 2nd and about 8.
See what our defense can do here to respond. Goss hands it up the middle.
And he's going to lose
Hart.
Going to lose a yard.
Swallowed up by, who was that on the play there?
That's Wes McNeil.
Number 4, Wes McNeil. Bills from the linebacker position. No gain on the play.
Brings up a 3rd and about 9.
It looks like that's actually a loss of 1.
Yeah.
Nice tackle for loss. Big 3rd down here. Goss back to pass. He's looking.
And he'll
swallowed
get
up by the defense.
That's a coverage sack.
Coverage sack. About 3 guys in there on the play.
On the sack from Metamora, Ty Dykes.
Ty Dykes looks like he's the first one there. Great job by the defense. I got a decision to make here for the Pekin coach. You could go for the field goal here. This would be about a 40-yarder, looks like, from the 30-yard line.
Be about a 38-yarder, 39.
Like they're thinking about it. Trying to wind that clock as much as possible. Maybe to not give us another chance.
And they did have 2 kickers in warm-ups, Miley Hansen and another kicker, and they did have some range. They were connecting from 40, so that could be a possibility.
Yeah, looks like Pekin takes a timeout. They're really thinking about this one, but yeah, maybe they've got some kicking options here to figure out.
Well, I think what they really most want to prevent is giving us too much time on the clock.
At minute 27.
This is where Pekin's kind of put themselves in a little bit of predicament running the ball so much because Granted, they're not leaving us much time to score, but they're also pushing it as well. They'd like to, I'm sure, get one in before the half.
Yeah, I think for the morale side of it, they've got to get some sort of points on this drive. They put together a pretty nice drive, and
right before half, it's a little different going in the halftime with 3 points as opposed to 0. But it looks like they've got the offense out on the field here, so looks like they've got something cooked up here to go for it. Got a deuce back set. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Goss back to pass. Got time. Throws it up to the end zone. The ball is dropped.
Oh, man. Wow.
Who was that in coverage over there, Ryan?
I couldn't see that.
That Shea Seals or Petrie over there in coverage?
Were you able to see who that was?
Yeah, that was Shea Seals.
Shea Seals, nice job.
Was there a push?
He was right in front of the receiver. Receiver had a little bit difficulty locating the ball. I mean, it hit him right in the numbers. Had the drop. So you got to give Shea Seals credit for being there.
Was that good coverage by Metamora? I couldn't see because the pole was in my way.
Cranford in the backfield.
Not horrible coverage, but I mean, you could tell by the cheers of Pekin, they thought they had it there for a second.
Cranford off the left-hand side, keeps his legs moving. Gets just over the 30. Second and short, like a Metamora timeout. Well, coach is being aggressive here.
I like it. I think Dewey's going to put it up.
I think we've got a couple good options here down the field outside the numbers, on both sides of the field. So,
how about that freshman team tonight? That's a huge win for them.
They just kept going. They just, they got to the point where Pekin would score here and there. We would respond right away. So, who's the freshman running back, number 7?
Keon Allen.
Keon Allen. Boy, he's fun to watch.
I don't know.
Works real hard.
I don't know the name of the freshman running back or the freshman defensive end, number 66. Deflected a pass in the first quarter, caught it, ran it in for a touchdown.
Oh, beautiful. He won't forget that one.
No,
as an ex-defensive end, that's a dream play right there.
Yeah, he deflected another pass earlier in the game.
Nice. All right, Vasquez shifts to the left-hand side. Rhodes hands it off. Looks like Evan Kyle gets a couple.
Metamora will take a timeout.
Third down and 2.
Back to Kyle again on the left-hand side. Like he's got the first down.
Ooh, it's going to be close. Oh, they're giving it to him. That'll stop the clock with 51 seconds.
Ball gets out to about the 29-yard line.
I can't say enough about Evan Kyle. I liked him last year. I think I'm liking him even better this year. He's just
Rose back to pass. Up the middle. Looking for Vasquez.
Oh, there's a flag down deep in the Metamora backfield. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Personal foul
against Pekin.
Pekin. Maybe a roughing the passer, possibly?
No, I think he hit the Metamora lineman after the play was over. I saw Caden Kiefer go down. That'll
help us here. We still got 41 seconds.
That'll be a 15-yarder. That'll take it up right at the 49-yard line. We're in good shape. We got 2 timeouts left.
It'll be first and 10 Redbirds.
Got Shaffron out here on the left-hand side. Coates out on the right-hand side. Vasquez at the H. And looks like Kyle in the backfield. Rhodes looks back. He's back to pass. Back shoulder to Shaffron. Out of bounds. Incomplete. Like he couldn't get a foot down.
And I'm not going to lie to you. From here, it looked like he got at least 1 foot in. I thought he had no chance, but he reached a foot back, and it looked like he possibly got it in.
He's so long. He's so long. But, yeah, it'd be nice to see a replay on that.
Only took 6 seconds. Metamora can take a little bit of their time. Incomplete pass,
You've
second
got
and 10.
Bidney out on his own. You got Cote and Shaffron on the right-hand side. Back to pass. Up the middle to, that Evan Kyle.
The only thing he could have done differently was get out of bounds. But we have timeouts, so we took a timeout.
Yeah.
Assisted by Ramez Watson. Timeout called by Metamora.
Metamora will take a timeout. 23 seconds to go here in this first half.
3rd and 5 from the 46. So let's see what Coach has got in his play box for this.
Metamora will look at a 3rd and 5. We resume play. Metamora comes back out onto the field, and they're ready to go.
So we've got Bidney out here all alone, and then we've got Shaffron and Cote on the right-hand side, by Cranford in the backfield. Vasquez in at the H. Okay, goes to Cranford on the left-hand side, keeps his legs moving. Forward progress down to the, looks like about the 43-yard line.
I think we're just going to let the clock run out. We're going to take a 20-0 lead into the halftime locker room.
On the stop, Case Hackman for Pekin.
$20-0 Metamora at the half.
We take some time now for our sponsors. Uh-oh, there's a timeout. Metamora did take it. I'm not sure why they did that.
Oh, the officials are out here talking.
Yeah, we're going to have one on time down.
We're going to have one on time down. That's okay.
Metamora granted a timeout.
Well, Scott, what do you do here?
I
You got
think
1 second.
you
You're at the
chucker deep.
46. You got. We're going to find out maybe how far Nick Rhodes can throw the ball here, right? So
That's
you've
a
got,
little.
you got Shaffron, you've got Bidney. I mean, 2 guys that can go up and make a catch in the end zone in traffic. So, maybe we air the ball out here. I don't know.
Interesting. We let the clock run down from about 13 seconds down to 1, and then we call a timeout.
Well, being a 4th down, I like that. That way, if something happens here in this play, the other team doesn't get the ball. So I do like that.
Yep, that's a good point.
And to me, Pekin's
right.
DBs are still too far up here.
Yep, here we go. Ball's up. High pointed. Intercepted
ball
by
is intercepted.
Pekin. Okay. At number 20,
Take some
Watson
time
there
now
on the interception.
Take some time now to pay some bills and have a few.
Interception, Isaac Thomas from Pekin.
McDonald's. Not a morning person? Skip the awkward pre-coffee talk with McDonald's. Mobile order and pay and curbside pickup. Merrill Lynch. Local faces with big company resources. We help families make great decisions with their money. No. Metamora Fields Golf Club, where you are always welcome.
Fans, this week, Metamora has enjoyed our annual homecoming festivities. Our student body has voted the following students to our homecoming court. Please direct your attention to the track as students are recognized. First up, our freshman attendants, Anna Alvarez and Adam Cowper. Our sophomore attendants, Chester Norton, Trevor Heil. Our junior attendants, Lauren Riddle and Andrew Griffiths. Our senior attendants, Kayla Alderson and Sam Bagol, tonight with the football team. Senior attendants, Addie Demirali, and a newer name, Cooper Koch. And senior attendants, Maddie Morris and Seth Nowak. And this year's King and Queen, please welcome Aiden Baker and Quincy Barr. That's a great group. Congratulations to these fine students and representing their class, families, and MTHS. Let's hear it for them one last time. The 2023 Homecoming Court. Please welcome back to the field your 2023 Redbird Marching Band. Under the direction of Zach Hilligoss, Kelly DeRose, Kylie Hankowski, Marion Kennel, Nick DeRose, Noah Berkshire, Elise Palmer, Kara Fletcher, Sarah Walsh, and Victoria Puffer. Under the direction of Senior Drum Major Alexander Harper, the band will perform the first and second movements of their 2023 competitive production entitled Pandora's Box. Tonight, get excited to hear Foundry by John McMickey, Fireburst Suite by Igor Stravinsky, and Song for Lindsay by Andrew Boyson. Drum Major Alexander Harper, is your band ready? Metamora Marching Band halftime performance. Metamora Redbird Marching Band.
Contact Greg Harmon for a home and auto quote today.
Well, we love it. So we've been coming for almost 10 years. Dr. Kaufman is affiliated with high school sports. It offers anything from adjustment to physical therapy. The whole staff is so good to my family, which is extremely important nowadays.
We keep coming back because it has changed how we feel tremendously, but also because we know that Dr. Kaufman and his staff genuinely care about the people that walk through his door. And he's passionate about what he does, and that comes across in everything.
101. You can do it. 100. You can do it. We're not going to give up. We're never until we're strong and mighty and tough. These weights are going to be heavy, like a heavy job. So you're going to need to bring your muscles with you. Got it? Now let's get lifting some weights. Come on.
Welcome back to Malone Field. Redbirds took a 20-0 lead into the halftime locker room. Do we have the stats ready for that first half?
In rushing, we've got Cranford has 5 rushes for 38 yards. Evan Kyle, 10 rushes for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nick Rhodes has 2 rushes for 14 yards. Cam Nickel, 1 rush for 12 yards. Total 18 rushes for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, we've got Connor Bidney, 1 catch for 79 yards and a touchdown. Great way to open up the game. Evan Kyle, 1 catch for 3 yards. And then Kendrick Shaffrin, 2 catches for 21 yards. Total 4 catches, 103 yards, and 1 touchdown. So great half by Metamora as far as total amount here, 134 rushing, 103 passing, 237 yards of offense with 3 touchdowns. As far as Pekin, we've got 13 rushes for 17 yards. Passing, we've got 3 completions for 25 yards and 1 interception by Cranford. So 42 yards by Pekin in the first half. Boy, Scotty, when I look at those numbers, I mean, Metamora has absolutely dominated. Now, Pekin did get the ball down into Metamora territory twice. You know, one time was a 4th down. We stopped them, and the second time Cranford had the pick. So, boy, excellent job by the defense. We're playing aggressive, and you know, we're not giving up much. And you know, Pekin, they've got a lot of meat on the bone here. They you know, their defensive line is big and stout. Their offensive line is big and stout. So, love the way the Birds are playing right now.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I think Metamora's been playing very good. They just look more aggressive. They look more physical. I love the way Kyle gets through the holes. He gets through it so quick, and you know, there's no ankle tackles. You know, or when they, you know, sometimes it does happen, but very rarely. And he's able to get into that second tier of defense, and
boy, he turns the corner, and he is just absolutely running downhill.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love it. He's got that forward momentum. Even if he gets hit, he carries the guy forward for a couple yards. That goes a long way.
Yeah. He's been very good about the way the balanced attack has been pretty good.
Yeah, ever since you mentioned kind of our time of possession there early on in the game, Scotty, I love the way we handled the ball, and you know, we ran the ball down. Great plays on the left side, the right side. Got some great blocking up front by Vasquez, by Alex Lane, by you know, Ty Dykes. You know, I like when we have the 2-back set. We've got a lead blocker out there, so you know, we're starting to see some different things from Metamora. You know, we got Cam Nickel involved. In the first half, I believe his first carry of the year. I guess help me with that. Is that do you remember him having a carry earlier this year?
No, I didn't. He missed one game because of injury against Morton. But no, I don't think he has had a carry that I can remember. He's done a really nice job though tonight, and defensively, I think that was just to get him. You know, he's earned that chance to carry the ball, and because he's done such a good job on the defensive side.
Yeah, it's nice to see him either side of the ball, but boy, to see him in the backfield there, you know, really some forward momentum. So yeah, nice to see us just give some different looks. You know, we saw a different 2-point conversion look out there. So yeah, we're just going to keep doing some things a little bit different and seeing what's available.
You know, you got to kind of feel for Mark Fredericks and Gavin O'Loughlin and Avery Grebner, because they see their teammates out there just, you know, doing things at will, and you know, I'm sure they'd love to be out there contributing, and you know, Avery getting a chance to catch a few passes and make a few plays, and
a homecoming game like this, you're right. I mean, these guys want to be out there in front of this crowd, making it happen. So you're right. It's tough. You know, if there's any game that's tough to do, it's the homecoming game. You know.
Yeah. Metamora will be kicking off to start this second half, and you know, it'll be key for the Metamora defense, I think, to set the tone early in this second half. You know, get a 3-and-out or get out. You know, don't let Pekin work their way back into this ballgame.
Yeah, you know, we talk about football being a game of momentum. You know, right now we've got all the momentum at 20-0 here. You know, we controlled the clock in the first half. Yeah, the defense has got to come out here and make a statement and continue that momentum.
You know, you kind of wonder who's going to be the next Evan Kyle. You know, when he was a freshman, he played tight end on the freshman team, and just kind of fell into that running back position as a sophomore. And you know, you saw a lot of those sophomore games last year. He was a special back. Him and Jadon Cranford in the backfield were just
for a JV squad last year to see those guys perform. Yeah, you knew that they were going to develop and they were going to be something special this year. And you know, those guys are, again, you know, a junior and a sophomore. That's going to keep developing. Sophomore kicker Tommy Sopko kicks it deep down inside the 10-yard line. Watson gets almost out to the 25.
out to they'll mark him down at about the 24. Pretty good coverage.
And really good open field tackle by 9.
That's Wes Schock.
That's Schock, yep, number 9.
And 57
Well,
came
Brad
in and
Schock,
cleaned up.
my bad. Wes played for Metamora back in the early 90s. This is Brad Schock. Well, Pekin will have it 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line.
Back to pass. A little bit of pressure. A little short. Cranford in coverage.
And that ball was just overthrown. Cranford had pretty good coverage, it looked like.
Yeah, if that ball was up a little bit, Cranford would have had a shot at it.
You know, it
nice
looks like
job.
he beaks those quarterbacks into throwing because he's there, but he's about a step behind, and then when the ball's in the air, he makes up that step. And
he's got the ability to accelerate like that.
Yeah, I think that's almost what happened on his pick in the first half. He really, his man looked wide open, and then boom, out of nowhere.
Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Pekin Dragons from their own 24.
Goss back to pass again. Looking deep to the right side. They Seals in coverage.
Pretty good coverage again. Brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Pekin Dragons.
Well, Pekin coming out here throwing the ball. Really looking for a big play, it looks like.
Third down and 10 for Pekin.
We've got to keep the pressure on this quarterback here. Don't let him get set up.
Oh, Metamora jumped off sides.
Yeah, hard count by Goss there. Kind of brought his hands forward. And, yeah, we were off sides on the left side there.
Make it a 3rd and 5. That probably changes the play a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes that a lot more reachable.
Third down and 5.
Goss back to pass. Looking to his right side.
Incomplete pass.
Ground incomplete. 4th down.
That's a good coverage again.
Nice coverage. There wasn't really much there.
I believe that was Shea Seals out in that corner, I believe.
Ryan, did you see who was over there in coverage?
Yeah, it looked like Shea Seals and possibly Cam Nickel in there as well.
Okay.
So that's what the Metamora defense wanted. They wanted a quick 3 and out, and barring a really good punt, we should have pretty decent field position. I believe that's Jadon Cranford, and I can't see, that's Eden's coat.
No, the quarterback's back to punt here, looks like. The quarterback is their punter. It's the kickoff in the middle of the field. Cranford picks the ball up.
Oh, wow.
And gets into Pekin territory.
It's dangerous, but it was awfully exciting.
That may be a discussion point with Coach on Monday.
Well, I was standing right next to Coach Dolinsky down here on the sideline. He said, "Get away from the ball, get away from the ball." He picked it up. He said, "Or just gain 10 yards."
Or just gain 10 yards.
There's some results there to show, but that certainly will be a discussion to have. But, yeah, certainly Cranford has a little bit of leverage here. So.
And you just don't want to take that playmaking ability away from a kid.
Yeah. It's exciting every time he gets near the ball.
Kyle flank to Nick Rhodes left. Redbird's shift.
Kyle on the right side. Gets tripped up for about 3.
Oh,
but
did you see that?
I think he'd like that back.
Yeah.
Somebody just
barely got a finger on him, and we talked about him not getting tripped up, but that was one time they just got enough of his foot.
One of those tackles, and it's a defensive player. Sometimes you're out of position, and you just reach up, and you just slap that back foot, and it just causes the back to trip up. But that's about all you have because you've been beat. But if you can get a hold of that back foot, you can trip them up. That looks like what happened to me. Tight end shifts to the right-hand side. Off to the right side again.
Kyle picks up another 2 or 3.
Another couple yards.
Pickup of about, it'll be 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, manageable.
And Scott, we talked about it a little bit at halftime, but this is starting to look like the Metamora team that we watched in the first 2 weeks.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Kyle in the backfield. Tight end shifts to the right-hand side again. Kyle to the right. He's got a little bit of room. Goes airborne. And he looks a little bit short to me.
And that'll bring up a 4th and about a long 1.
4th and 1 on the Pekin 39-yard line. Metamora's not hesitating to go for it here. They've got Kyle and Cranford in the backfield. Vasquez on the right-hand side. Looks like we had a little bit of movement there on the left-hand side on the offense.
I think we still go for it. Might change the play, though.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be 4th and 6.
We're going to roll the offense back out here.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd punt.
Offense has just been a little bit too good tonight.
4th and 6 for the Redbirds.
Cranford off to the right-hand side. He's got some room up the sideline.
Oh, they're saying he's out of bounds.
Steps out of bounds right about the 26-yard line, looks like.
That was a was a burst of speed.
Boy, he accelerated when he saw that green.
Oh.
Nice job. Nice steal by the offensive line there on the right side.
And then on this side, it was Kendrick Schaffer that came in and got a nice seal block.
I tell you, I love the way our receivers have been blocking these last few games.
Well, he just turned it on when he saw that opening.
Cranford in the backfield to the right side. Here we go. Gets another block. Okay. Nice block out there by Ty Dykes to spring him for another 10, 12 yards.
And he'll take it down right to about the 10-yard line. The 1st and goal for the Redbirds.
1st and 10, Metamora.
Oh. Are they saying that's on the... They're saying it's outside the 10, so we can technically get a first down. Nope. It's
there's a soccer line there that
it
kind of makes it a little bit confusing.
So it is 1st and goal.
Okay, the shift to the right side. Vasquez and Bagol. Cranford on the right side again. Keeps his feet moving. That's a nice tackle there. Is that number 20?
Yeah, that's Watson.
Watson came over and did a nice job of scraping and making the play, but there wasn't. I think the hole we wanted to run into was filled up. So Cranford was looking for room, and he had some, and Pekin just made a nice play there. So running back, you keep those legs moving. Sometimes some real good things happen.
And Pekin will take a timeout. We take this time and thank our sponsors once again. Sue's Place. Win or lose, there's always Sue's. Come see us after the game. The Room, located in the historic Homestead Building, is proud to be your local football headquarters. Zobrist Insurance, your total insurance solution.
Got a couple other scores here for you, Scott. Washington's up on East Peoria 45-0. Got Morton up on Limestone 57-0. Dunlap up on Canton 48-0. Cranford off the left-hand side into the end zone.
Touchdown, Metamora. They did a great job. He got in right behind Kate Kiefer and Landon Culper, and he just basically walked in. But you got to get, Caden Kiefer goes 6'2", 280, and there's the other one here.
That Landon Cowper over there, number 72.
Landon Cowper goes 6'4", 285. So those are two biggest guys on your line. Those are two really large human beings.
Like we're going to try the 1 point extra point here. Sophomore kicker Tommy Sopko held by Nick Rhodes, and the kick is good.
So that goes to 27-0 Redbirds lead with 7:26 to go here in this third quarter. I don't, if you're Pekin, do you just try to shorten the game and run, or do you try to get back into it by throwing the football?
They came out of the half and they were really looking for a big play and try to make something happen to get some momentum, and so that didn't work well. But you got to think they're going to maybe tighten that up and then try to make a big play here. You've got to try to make a big play, get some momentum, get back in the game, right?
Yeah.
3 minutes and 55 seconds.
So conference-wise, we're kind of in the same situation that we were last week. Half the teams in the conference have not scored again. I imagine we're in the third quarter in most of these games. So it really shows you kind of the delineation in the Middle Illini Conference. You've really got 4 teams that are in the playoff hunt and really digging in, and 4 teams that are really struggling. Sophomore kicker Tommy Sopko takes it down inside the 10-yard line.
Down to about the 6.
Pekin brings it out. It's about the 26, 27-yard line.
Pretty decent kickoff, pretty decent return.
And that on the tackle, 34 for us.
That's A.J. Stone, number 34.
And then who's 18 for us? He cleaned up nicely as well.
Will Mishler. He's a real good-looking sophomore linebacker. Not huge, but, man, in the sophomores, he has been a tackling machine.
Initially hit by Ty Dykes. Up Adam Sloan and by Cam Nickel in there to clean up. Like we've got Kevin Barker in there at the defensive line.
Boy, there's a kid that's really made himself into a nice-looking little football player.
And, I want to apologize to him. Last week, I think he blocked a pass, and I think I thought it was 52, Ty Dykes, and it was actually 57, Kevin Barker. So apologize for missing that last week. Goss on the keeper.
Oh.
And he's just swarmed by the Redbirds.
That whole side reestablished the line of scrimmage about 4 yards deep in the backfield.
Nice job. He had a lead blocker. He had a running back as a lead blocker out there. He didn't know who, he saw 3 or 4 guys. He didn't know which guy to hit.
No, there was 6:12 to go here in this third quarter. Redbirds up 27-0, and it's third and about close to 14.
Goss is back empty. 3 receivers to his right. Little bubble screen. Nice hit. Cranford made the initial hit, and then, the rest of the defense just cleaned up.
Boy, oh boy.
Boy, Cranford's having a great game defensively tonight. Wow, he is just in the right place at the right time.
We expected big things from Jadon Cranford on the offensive side of the ball. But defensively, holy cow.
He's been outstanding tonight.
He's replacing Avery Grebner, and he'll be back.
Those are big shoes to fill with Avery, but boy.
And having DBs is such a key to high school football because you're tackling on the outside, you're defending the pass, and what an athlete for us to have back there.
Inside the 30-yard line, down to about the 29.
It's a nice punt. What's the yardage on that punt?
4:48 to go here in this third quarter. Redbirds will start their second drive of the half at about the 29.
Yep, about a 45-yard punt.
That's a solid punt.
You can see Cranford was over there licking his chops, thinking about picking it up, and maybe Coach did have a talk with him after that last one. Scotty, I don't know. Like Bidney and Boston Cox were in a sprinting race to get out to the field.
Well, when you're running the ball this well, I would be too.
Want to get out there and get the business here. All right, Kyle to the right-hand side. Gets strung out. Not much there.
Line of scrimmage, maybe. All right, do we come out with another slant pattern?
It's been fun to kind of work the clock here a little bit. But, yeah, it's good to mix it up, keep the defense on their heels. We haven't gone to Bidney since the first play of the game. All right, nice to see him get an opportunity to catch the ball again.
Well, I think that slant might be open, a deep slant.
Evan Kyle, not much there on the right-hand side again.
Brings up a 3rd and long for the Redbirds.
Well, like we got Shaffron and Cote off to the left-hand side. That says it's Bidney down here, close to the home bench. Cranford released out of the backfield off to the left-hand side, incomplete.
And that'll send out the punt unit for the first time tonight.
First time tonight. At 4th and long.
It's a very seldom used part of the Redbird offense here the last couple of weeks.
Who's back to punt there? It's either Lambert or Petrie. I can't see the number on that jersey.
33.
33 is Jaden Lambert.
Going a tight formation here. Lambert gets the ball down the middle. He gets a favorable bounce. Number 44 for Pekin to receive. Nice play by Wes McNeil there to trip him up. Like Pekin's going to start at the Metamora 49.
Really good field position for the Dragons.
Yeah.
There's still 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter.
Okay, let's see what Pekin's got in the store here. Goss back to pass. Got some pressure.
And that's an incomplete pass.
Boy, Kevin Barker did a nice job there putting a hit on the quarterback as he was releasing the ball.
Yeah, that caused that ball to be a little short.
Yeah.
And he might be glad that he didn't catch that because he was about to be met by about 4 Redbirds.
Yeah. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Pekin offense.
Now, Ryan, was that Barker or was that Ty Dykes? You know, the 52s and the 57s are hard to distinguish from up here. Do you know who made the hit there?
I think it might have been Barker there.
Okay. Goss, a little option. Pitches it to 44. Gets a couple. Oh, now we've got a flag here.
We're going to have a late hit on us here.
I mean, yeah.
Just barely after the whistle. Just kind of one of those tough. He couldn't really break his stride there.
Yeah. Personal foul, that's 15 yards. Take them down to, what, the 28?
It looks that way, yeah.
Okay.
When was the last time we had a pick six?
Today, early in the freshman game? How about the varsity level?
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm trying to think.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little.
Boy, I remember Taylor.
Oh,
great job by the defense. Boy, the defensive line just made excellent penetration there. But who's our running back from a couple years ago? Taylor.
Garrett Taylor.
Garrett Taylor,
had
I believe.
Had a pick six against Dunlap here on homecoming.
Yes.
Over on that side and weaved his way back over here and scored.
Weaved around the whole defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, boy, when Garrett Taylor got out in the open field, that kid could run.
That was Wes McNeil with a big hit about 1.5 yards deep in the Pekin backfield.
Goss back to pass, looking left. Puts the ball up. Seals in coverage. Incomplete. Boy, if he turns a half a second early, Chase Seals makes a big play there.
Chase Seals was out. Brings up a 3rd and 11 for the Pekin Dragons. Still 1:47 to go here in this third quarter. So far, it's really been all Metamora.
Well, the defense is firmed up down here. So Goss is empty, throws a quick slant, hit immediately.
That's going to be number 9 for us.
Yeah, that's Brad Schock.
Nice hit. Boy, that was a bang-bang play. We got 4th and long here.
4th and 9 for the Dragons.
Judging by what Pekin's doing, I think they're definitely going for it here. Not looking for the field goal.
No, a field goal really doesn't do them any good.
Got one back. Looks like Hart in the backfield with Goss. Back to pass. Looking straight down the middle of the field.
Oh,
He
incomplete.
had a receiver slightly overthrown.
Yeah. And the Redbird defense holds. So Metamora will take over at about the 27-yard line.
Is that Petrie?
He's okay.
Yep. Okay. Down for a minute. Looks like he's limping just a little bit, but doesn't look to be anything major.
Metamora takes over 1st and 10.
Fif- 51 seconds in the third. Metamora starts to drive from their own, 27-yard line. Kyle to the right side. He's got lots of room. He's accelerating. Gets run down by number 44 from Pekin.
Wow.
That's Connor Martin. But what a nice play. It's down to Pekin's 27-yard line.
The problem you run into here
It's a 46-yard run by Kyle.
is
Outstanding.
you get tackled, now you get a whole face full of pellets. Because my shoes are full of the pellets.
Yeah, I think those pellets are a safety thing down there, Scott. You know, it tries to replicate the dirt just a little bit more. Kyle off to the left side. Oh, we've got a flag.
Flags on the play.
2 flags.
Ball carrier.
I don't know if it's the same infraction or something different. They're in the same area of the field.
Is that a hold on Metamora? Hold, yeah,
Hold.
that's a hold on Metamora.
Yeah.
Illegal block, Metamora.
So they get one or the other. They don't get to stack those, right?
No. Makes it 1st and 20.
1st and 20 from the Pekin 37-yard line. But Cranford's in the backfield. At A.J. Stone and Vasquez. And looks like a keeper. Nick Rhodes. Maybe gets a couple. Defense strung him out pretty good there. Kept the edge.
4 seconds to go here in this third quarter.
2nd and 18.
Got one play here before the end of this third quarter, and we'll head to the fourth.
Got Shaffron and Coate off to the left side. A.J. Stone in at the H-back. We've got Bidney over here by himself as a receiver. And it's the keeper by Rhodes. Cuts up the field. Got a little bit of green. Gets down to close to the 15-yard line. Boy, he's awful close to a first down.
Looks like
we do have a flag in the backfield here. Oh, and the official signal's holding against Metamora.
Oh, man. That'll be the end of the third quarter. We'll see what this penalty is.
Yeah, the preliminary call from the official was holding against Metamora. So, like it's, you said spot a foul on that holding, so 10 yards.
I think it's from the line of scrimmage.
It takes us back to the Pekin 44-yard line. So this is second.
No, it should be it'd be second in a bunch.
In a lot, yeah. Got to do the math there, Scott.
So we're going to have one untimed down. Oh, no, they're going to... No. Yeah, that's the end of the third quarter. That's the end of the third.
So a second and
they are
30.
have one untimed down.
Second and 29. Rhodes back to pass. He's looking for Shaffron. Shaffron goes up, makes the catch. He's down at the 12-yard line.
That's what you get when you have a basketball player that plays wide receiver.
Wow.
That got her all back, and then some.
Shaffron just sat back as two defenders surrounded him and just tied up the ball and just pounced like a cat. Went up and just grabbed it, snagged it. What a nice play by Shaffron. And you know what? That's a great job by the quarterback, trusting your receiver to go up and make that play, because, you know, you do that with a receiver that's not, you know, doesn't have those capabilities. That could be an interception. So great job by Nick Rhodes. Excellent job by Kendrick Shaffron.
And it really was good coverage, too. It's just one of those, if you're the Pekin DB coach, the only advice you have is, hey, get taller.
Take a break now. We'll return after these messages.
Central Illinois, you asked for it and we listened. Germantown Grill is growing to meet customer demand, adding more dining space and a private gaming area featuring games powered by Gold Rush, the gold standard in video gaming. And Germantown Grill still has all the food and spirits that keep our customers coming back. Stop by to check out our daily specials.
Cranford off the left-hand side, keeps his legs moving.
Touchdown, Metamora.
Into the end zone. Wow. Boy, the confidence these running backs have in the offensive line. I mean, they're just taking off. They're not hesitating. They're not looking for the hole. They're trusting that it's going to be there.
He's one of those guys where you tell your lineman, hey, just make a hole. Make a hole, he'll find it.
Tommy Sopko for the extra point. And it's good, but we have a flag.
I think that's going to be roughing the kicker. I think it's going to be roughing the kicker. The extra point is good.
They teach you that in kicking school. Anyone near you, fall back.
Roughing the kicker. That's what the official signaled.
He signaled the wrong way. He signaled out.
Like it was against Metamora.
Yeah, but they're going to take it on the kickoff. We're going to do it. We're going to take the penalty yards on the kickoff.
15 yards on the kickoff.
Metamora goes up 34-0 with just under 12 minutes to go in the ball game.
Metamora scoring drive, 4 plays, covering 73 yards, 58 seconds off the clock. Touchdown, Jadon Cranford.
So Metamora will kick off from the Pekin 45-yard line.
I put it in the end zone, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You know, if you can get the other team starting from their own 20-yard line, there's a statistic out there, and you know the chance of a team scoring from their own 20-yard line, you'd be shocked at that number. I wish I had that number available, but yeah, that's a great place to back them up to. Tommy Sopko kicks it out through the end zone. Great play.
Pekin touchback will take over 1st and 10.
Well, Metamora is in control of this one.
Yeah, it's all Metamora.
like we've got 89 out there for the first time in the game. 89 is Sam Barbarinas.
Oh, good player. Good player.
Up the middle. Number 3, Hart. Uh-oh.
And he'll go.
Shakes loose. And number 3, Elijah Hart, in for the score for Pekin. That's an 80-yard run from scrimmage.
Well, I think that statistic just went up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to research that statistic for you. You know, Ryan, as an ex-kicker, you were responsible for a lot of those for Metamora for a couple of years, but that still is a big deal. But, yeah, we just took it down a notch. All right.
Riley Hansen in for the extra point for Pekin.
Kick is up, and the kick is good for the 1-point conversion.
So does that double their total output of offense? So it almost tripled their offensive output for the night.
Yeah, so Pekin has 128 yards of offense now. But 80 of those yards were just gained in the last play. So they had 48 yards coming into that last play from scrimmage. $11:39 in the fourth quarter. Got Cranford and Lambert back to return the kick.
I don't know if you've seen Jaden Lambert play on the sophomore team, but he is a horse.
Like a big, strong fella.
Oh, man.
Like Petrie's back there as well.
I'd like to see Jadon in open field.
You know, the future of the running back position at Metamora is in really good shape right now. Pekin the kick. The short kick. Fielded, is that number 9, Brad Chalk, maybe?
Yeah.
A nice job. He came to the middle of the field looking for an opening.
And Metamora will get pretty decent field position at the 42-yard line. As the Redbird offense comes back onto the field.
Got Seth Bauman in there at tight end.
You do start to notice more teams going with pooch kicks now because it's just hard to put out a bunch of kids every single kickoff that can go down and make a play. And it really is hard to tackle on the open field. And
Cranford on the left side keeps his legs moving, makes a couple mitts, keeps going, keeps spinning. Wow, gets down to the 42-yard line. What a run. Boy, he made about 5 guys miss there.
You know, it's going to be hard to pick the player of the game.
You know, we're pretty balanced. We're pretty balanced right now.
You know, Jadon's done it on both sides.
You know what? You're right. His defensive effort may tip him a little bit.
And now you're going to see both Cranford and Evan Kyle in the game at the same time.
An offset power eye here. Cranfield gets it, hesitates, runs up the middle, finds daylight.
Oh, my.
Off to the right side and just puts the accelerator on.
Wow.
Gets into the end zone. Wow. Wow. That was a nice answer to that 80-yard score. Cranford scores from the 42-yard line.
sure glad he wasn't around when I played.
Boy, he's playing with so much energy today. Rhodes is out there to hold for Tommy Sopko on the extra point. Sophomore kicker, it's up and it's good for the 1-point conversion.
Makes it 41-7. Redbird, 10:21 to go.
Wow, Cranford is exciting to watch.
That acceleration is just tough to. You just can't duplicate that in the game or in practice.
It just feels like he's getting stronger and faster every game. You know, is he a sophomore?
He's only a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
He doesn't even have his license yet.
Yeah. Boy.
And you put him out there, and he's being guarded by trying to have high school level corners make a tackle on him in the open field. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
No. Once he gets by that first wave of defense, you're really putting your defense at a disadvantage because he's gonna posterize you for sure. A lot like what Dan Poplet used to do with people.
Metamora kicks off down to the 10-yard line. Watson brings it up to the middle of the field, gets hit about the 25.
Watson on the kickoff return for Pekin.
You made the play there.
And that was 11 and 9 for us.
Jay Steele and Brad Shaw on the play for the Birds.
Our two starting safeties down there making tackles on special teams. That's just amazing.
Toss is empty. Looks to the left. Quick slant. Hit immediately by Brad Shaw out there.
Yeah. Close in on 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Redbirds up 41-7.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Right up the middle to Hart. Gets a couple.
Make it a 3rd and about 2.
Brought down by Marshall Vasquez.
Vasquez on the stop for the Redbirds. Goss trying to draw the Birds off sides. They did a nice job. Hands to Hart off the left side. He's got a little bit of daylight over there. Gets out to about the 45.
Crosses the 45-yard line. A Pekin first down, tripped up by number 20,
Caden Berger on the stop for Metamora.
We're starting to put in some other guys, and that's fine.
It's good for these guys to get experience.
Sure. You just never know when you're going to need those guys down the road.
You know, part of football, you're going to have, some injuries. You're going to have a little attrition here and there, and you've got to be ready to go. Next guy up mentality. Goss back to pass. Long ball to number 20. Nice coverage there. That was Eden Coates Cote in coverage.
He did a nice job of getting underneath and knocking that ball away.
Pass incomplete. Eden Cote in coverage for Metamora.
He's up a 2nd and 10 for the Dragons.
I'd like to see our defensive line get in there and put a little more pressure on him. We're giving a little bit too much time to set up. That was a nice throw.
We're not blitzing right now, so.
Oh, ball's out.
I think Pekin got it back. And Metamora did get it.
Metamora with the recovery. That Adam Sloan on the recovery.
Yep.
Boy, our defense today has been stifling. As soon as they get a little play, they get a little confidence, the defense really steps up. Got Seth Bauman in at tight end, and A.J. Stones is in at the H, like Evan Kyle, back behind Rhodes. Bauman's shift to the left-hand side. Got Evan Coate running hard up the middle.
Evan Kyle.
Did I say Coate?
Yeah, Evan Kyle.
Evan Kyle. It's about almost 6,
yeah.
5.5.
He's definitely had to get the tough yards.
Yeah, he's earning his yardage between the tackles today. Shaffron and Bidney out wide. Got Kyle again up the middle. Keeps his legs moving. Gets some yards after contact.
Evan Kyle, the ball carrier. On the stop, Heath Hawkins.
Gets down to the Pekin 42-yard line. First down for Metamora. Eden Cote in at the slot. Kyle off the right side. Boy, he's a workhorse tonight. Fought for another 4 yards.
Wrapped up by Heath Hawkins for Pekin.
Yeah, you gotta. Also, we need to talk a whole lot about Kurt Ryan going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. That much deserved. I mean, you stop and think. He took care of the grass Malone Field for forever. He coached girls basketball. He coached boys basketball. Not to mention, coaching football for 30 years. He had a 63-game winning streak. I think he won 88 of 90 games at one point.
63-game winning streak. That's impressive. Up the middle. Is that Kyle again?
Yep.
Wow. Now gets close to the first down.
On the stop, Landon Hirschleben.
Boy, you ask any kid that played for Kurt Ryan, and they absolutely love his fire. I've talked to, my daughter played girls basketball, and, every player that played freshman ball for him on the girls' side absolutely loved his coaching style. A little different for a lot of girl coaches, pretty intense, but boy, they really bought into what he does.
The long time coming, would be the
Kyle up the middle. Drags the defender forward for another couple yards. Gets about 5 before. But yeah, it's nice to see Kurt get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
great moment for him.
So we're just under 5 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Redbirds are comfortably ahead. This will push their record to 4-2 in the year, 2-2 in the Mid-Illini. And this will eliminate Pekin from the playoffs.
They've got Wes McNeil in at the H-back, the right side. Kyle again off the right side.
And you got to think it's got to be tough on Pekin as a program that doesn't see a lot of consistent success to go as far as they did last year, and then to be eliminated from the playoffs this early in the season the following year. That hurts a little bit. That definitely.
Oh yeah. You know, and their freshman team wasn't bad. There's some bits and pieces there. You know, they do have a stud that's a freshman that I think he's starting quarterback for the sophomore team. He's, you know, I'm sure they'll be able to try and build around him down the road.
Kyle up the middle. Keeps fighting hard, gets down to close to the 15. First down for the Redbirds.
And we're closing in on 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
And boy, that Pekin team was fun to watch last year.
Oh boy. You know, once we got done playing them, they were fun. They were fun to watch.
Kyle cuts back up the middle, down close to the 10.
And about 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
That team just had the perfect combo of running backs, in my opinion. You had the elusive guy, Kanye Tyler, who could break one for a touchdown any time, and then you had Tanner Sprecher, who just puts his head down and just bulldozes, and their line was great.
Yeah.
O and D line. You have Bo Benassi, who is a great receiver, and not even to mention their quarterback as well.
Yeah, Scotty Jordan was an awfully good. You know, against us, he really didn't do much because he didn't have to.
I think in that game I was almost more impressed with Tanner Sprecher.
Kyle again off the right side. About 3, maybe 2.
It's been kind of the Evan Kyle drive, hasn't it?
Yeah. Just give it to him. He's running hard. See what he can do. Kyle again off the right side. Cuts back. Boy, he's real close. And he gets the signal from the official down here. He's in.
And that almost would have been criminal if he didn't finish that drive off with a touchdown.
Yeah. And that'll get the running clock started for the final minute 9.
Wow, great effort by the Redbirds today, and you know, we didn't have a flurry of penalties like we've had in previous games. So we've had a couple, but you know, it seems like we played a lot more under control tonight, and really did what we wanted to do. Extra point kick is up, and it is good.
The thing that impressed me is when we did have those penalties, it didn't slow us down. We came back, overcame them.
Yeah. I mean, nobody had their head down. We just went back, called a play, got up to the line, and acted like it was 1st and 10, even though it was 1st and 15. And the same thing with the holding calls. So, mentally, I like where our kids are right now, that we could fight through that.
And we had kids make plays.
Oh,
Jadon Cranford. Kedrick Shafran. The list goes on and on. What a
Adam
night
Sloan with the recovery there.
Yeah,
I mean,
Wes McNeil playing linebacker in place of Gavin O'Loughlin had, I think, a really nice night tonight. I think that
Jake
Gavin
Shields had some nice plays in
Evan
pass
Kyle.
coverage. Evan Kyle ran the ball hard. Did not hesitate. Let's give some credit to our offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
For a running back to be confident and run that hard, there's got to be daylight there.
And nearly 500 yards of offense.
Wow.
496.
Wow. This is a Pekin team that the last 3 years, has beat us. So for us to come out and do this, I know it's a different group of kids, but
yeah,
it's nice to see, Metamora come out and make it happen. Down about the 10-yard line. Like Watson's got the ball. Oh.
And he's going to score.
Watson's going to bring it back from about the 10-yard line.
Yep. Yeah, it just keeps going. Oh, not a score.
Well, Pekin gets a little cheer out of their student section over there. In for the extra point attempt here. Your point is up, and it is good. Makes the score 48-14 with 52 seconds left to go.
So next week the Limestone Rockets come to town. They got crushed tonight by Morton, didn't they? Yeah.
Scrambling to find my app here, Scott. That's got some scores on it here. See what we've got here.
I think that score was over 50-0 at halftime.
Yeah. That's 57-0, and I believe that's a final score.
It's kind of a little bit of a weird 2 weeks. Those bottom four teams are
57.
Haven't played each other for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then the last 2 weeks of the season are going to be pretty eventful because that'll bring down.
And I believe as far as Mid-Illini standings go, what we need to happen, assuming that Washington keeps doing what they're doing, if Morton were to beat Dunlap and then we were to take down the next 3 games, I believe we'd be in a tie for second.
Yes. Depending on what those other teams do.
Yeah, not to look ahead, but, you've got to think about that Dunlap game's going to be a big game for us.
Yeah,
so hopefully we continue to make progressions these next couple weeks, see what happens. So, yeah, we've got a final score here. Redbirds 48, Pekin Dragons 14.
Why don't you go ahead and do the end of the game stats, and we'll go down and have a chat with head coach Jared Grebner.
And the game stats, we've got Cranford, 12 rushes for 152 yards and 3 touchdowns. Evan Kyle, 26 rushes for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nick Rhodes, 3 rushes for 16 yards. Cam Nickel, 1 rush for 12 yards. Metamora has 361 yards on the ground tonight with 6 touchdowns. Receiving, Connor Bidney, 1 catch, 79 yards. with a touchdown. Evan Kyle, 1 catch for 3 yards. Hendrik Schafrin with 3 catches for 53 yards. That's 5 catches for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. Passing yards, you've got Nick Rhodes with 135 yards, 5 of 9, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Total yards, Metamora had 361 rushing yards, 135 passing yards, for 496 yards of total offense and 7 touchdowns. Wow, what a night for the Birds. And then as far as Pekin, you had 21 rushes for 121 yards and 1 touchdown. And passing, you had 6 completions out of 16 attempts with 35 yards total, a total offense of 156 yards. So back down to you, Scotty. Ryan, what you guys got down there? Redbirds came over and greeted the student section. Pretty exciting night for a homecoming. We're waiting for Scott down there to get coach. Got a couple other scores here. So final score, you got Morton over Limestone, 57-0. Got Washington over East Peoria, 72-8. Got Dunlap over Canton, 55-0. A couple other area scores. You've got Normal over Danville, 42-10. You've got Peoria High over Richwood, 76-13. Boy, that Peoria High team can score when they get on a roll. You've got Tri-Valley over Deer Creek Mackinac, 28-8. You've got Normal West over Peoria Manual, 54-0. You've got Peoria Notre Dame, who's having a pretty nice season, takes on Champaign Central, 53-21. So I believe that makes Peoria Notre Dame playoff eligible.
And that game was on a baseball field as well, down at Dozer Park.
Down at Dozer Park.
Boy, it's been a lopsided a couple weeks here, hasn't it?
Yeah. So, I like to see the progression with the Birds. I mean, I feel like, we were a little more calm, and like I said, we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot early, and just came out and dominated from the beginning of this game. So, again, hopefully we can keep building that momentum. And I've been saying this for a couple weeks, but, we're playoff bound, and we just got to keep growing as a team. And, we saw some different things today. So love to see how the Birds are progressing game by game.
And like we said, that we saw glimpses and really big glimpses of the team that we watched for the first 2 weeks that took down a good Sterling team and a good LaSalle Peru team. And we've been down a couple players, key guys, O'Laughlin, Mark Frederick, Avery Grebner, and it's good to see a team. And this isn't a bad Pekin team by any means, but it's good to see us come out and roll somebody.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just seeing this momentum, and like you said, some guys have stepped up and taken on bigger roles. I know Crawford, I think, was kind of a part-time defensive player. With Frederick, I think they were kind of sharing a corner spot, trying to keep him maybe fresh for offense. But yeah, Eden Cote's had to come out, play corner out there. So you've had some kids step up, and this team's been tested in the pass defense the last couple weeks, and we've done a nice job. Scott, you ready down there with Coach?
Yeah, just a minute. Go over here. I would just go right here.
No, I am not. Bogey messed him up.
Welcome back to Malone Field. We're here with Metamora head coach Jared Grebner. Coach, thought your offense, we talked before in the pregame about how it was really important for you guys to get off to a quick start. I don't think you can get a quicker start than what you got off to tonight.
No, there's one thing that we wanted to do is establish ourselves and set the tone early. And was it 72 yards or 70 yards?
79.
79. I knew it was 70-something. But when you can start off with those 79-yard bursts or touchdowns and just set the tone early for the rest of the game, it always puts you at ease a little bit, and it just puts our kids in an aggressive mindset.
The other thing that I thought was really important for you guys is that the only time you didn't score was the possession you had right before halftime, and just ran out of time.
Yeah, and there, we had some things that we could clean up on in that drill about, when to get out of bounds and stuff like that. And so, right there is something that we can work on. That way we don't have to use timeouts when it's not necessary and taking chances to get out of bounds when we can. But overall, I thought the offensive line did a tremendous job. Yeah. Again, we had some penalties, and, it backed us up, but they just kept coming and coming. And our offensive line really started to wear on them, I think, a little bit towards the end of the game.
I thought that the other critical thing for me was early in that third quarter, you guys had, I believe it was 2nd and 40. And you threw one ball up. You took advantage of something you have an advantage over, and that was Kedrick Shaffron. Mm-hmm. And Nick Rhodes laid a ball up down the sideline, and he went up and got it. Good teams have to have kids make plays for your quarterback, and he made a big play for you.
Yeah, and, number 20 for them was in really good position. He's right there, and it was one of those where it almost looked like both people had their hands on the ball, and Kendrick was, lucky enough to come away with it. And I shouldn't say lucky enough because it makes it sound like it's not a skill, but he's been doing that in a lot of games for us. And he went up over top of him and was able to come down with it, and we're fortunate to have a weapon like that on the outside.
Yeah, he did an outstanding job there. The other thing, too, is the running of your two running backs, Evan Kyle and John Cranford. Oh, my.
and I don't know exactly what their stat line or anything was, but I do know that we fed them the ball quite a bit tonight, and then just enough to keep them honest with, some of the ones to Bidney, Shaffron, and so on. But that right there is a credit to your offensive line when you have two guys can chew up some yards as much as they did, from Landon Cowper to Alex Lane to Caden Kiefer to Boston Cox to Ty Dykes. And then you add into that Sam Bagul, Seth Bauman, and the H-backs with Marshall Vasquez, A.J. Stone, and, you're going to leave people out, but those guys up front really took it upon themselves to set the tone. And, those two running backs were the beneficiaries for that. And, we couldn't be happier than one for each other in this game.
The other thing, too, I thought was big was when your defense needed to make stops, to keep that momentum, your defense made stop after stop after stop.
And we made some silly ones, like jumping on sides or on the reverse. We seemed like we had them bottled up, but our angles were just slightly off. And so we made the plays when we needed to, though. In that same drive, they kept marching and marching, and we got it to 4th down, and we got off the field and got it back to the offense. And, we bent a couple times. Thank goodness we were able to get off the field and not break. They had the one big long one on us. That is not on the kids. That was strictly a bad call on my part. I'll take complete ownership on that one. I put us in a bad position there. But then we had the points on the long return for a touchdown on the kickoff. But overall, I thought it was a good game. I thought Shea Seals had some good plays in coverage. I thought some of our tackling improved as the night went on, especially in the third quarter. I thought that was the one thing that we needed to improve a lot on in the first half was straight-up tackling.
I thought we stopped running our feet some, and they came out with a purpose in the third quarter and just ran their feet a little bit better. And so I like to see that improvement by the defense as the game went on.
I thought, we've expected things from Jadon Cranford on the offensive side of the ball, but I don't know if anybody realized how good of a defensive player he was going to end up being. And he made an interception tonight with it was just outstanding.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He stepped up. Two of our corners are down right now. But we always knew what he was capable of and what type of athlete he is. He got that nice pick. He had a couple nice passes defended there. And, Eden Cote stepped up on the other side. They tried to hit a fade over there on him, and he had that defended well. And so I think this was a step for our DBs. Was it perfect? No. Was it perfect by anybody? Not by any means. But I think it was a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, Coach, it's nice to be 4-2, isn't it?
It is. It's just another win under our belt. It's always a little sketchy on homecoming. You don't know how the kids are going to react after a day of pep assemblies, parades, and stuff like that. And there's just so many things that you could focus on beside the game. But these guys were locked in from that opening kick. And when these guys get locked in, you see that good things can happen. And we're just going to continue to improve and grow as a team and see what next week brings.
You're 2-2 in the Mid-Atlantic Conference now, and you got Limestone coming up, and then you have East Peoria, and then you're going to have a showdown with Dunlap at home, final game of the season.
Yep. But like you said, that's the final game of the season. We got one game coming up prior to that. Right now, that's Limestone, and so that's what our focus is, and worry about that the rest of the time.
Well, Coach, we'll let you get going here, but congratulations. You go to 4-2. Big win for you tonight.
All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you guys do.
That'll do it for Malone Field. Redbirds win 48-14. We'll see you here at Malone Field next Friday night. I want to thank MTCO and Nick Kirker for filling in for Tom Hagen, and we'll see you next Friday night here at Malone.